Alright, setting things up. I'm shaking right now. I haven't done this in weeks. I'm gonna fudge up so much. Have to take those breaths to stabilize my body. I feel like I'm just gonna stumble so much and be so shaky in my voice. Okay. I'm hoping things don't mess up with the recording. It's connecting. Oh, we got some connection, baby. I'm gonna go in airplane mode. Isn't that a Logan Paul movie? I swear to God, it's a Logan Paul movie. I think he called it airplane mode. But, crap movie. Here we go, I can go live. Everybody is gonna love this stream. I finally sold out. Oh boy, I'm going live. Nobody's here yet. Oh, 2 people automatically show up. Oh boy, I'm live. Alright guys, welcome back. It's Dirk the Red Panda here with Wolfstar Sins in Paradise. I haven't been on here in a couple of weeks, and seriously with finals and all that, I just really wanted to push everything aside and just be like, okay, art on the side, videos on the side. The only thing I've done this past few weeks related to my channel is an Adastra recording, and I don't know if that's even gonna come out until like Saturday or Sunday. We're still trying to get our Cassius roll to record, because we're not the best at planning or having consistent schedules. So I've heard this one recommended to me by so many people. From Basket to one of my former Adastrians members, Badger. Oh my god. This one it just seems like there's so much. I really just I don't know how to say it, but it's one of those games where I look at it and go, I don't want to play it because it looks bad. But everybody says it's like actually pretty solid though. I mean, I'm just probably a hater just because I'm that one guy who refuses. 2 people just left because of it. They do not want to see what I have just done. Where was I? I was in the shadow dimension known as University Finals, Wolfstar. It was brutal. Nah, kid. It was actually better than I expected. I thought, oh, it's gonna be my first quarter. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get it beaten into me that you're at university. Things are gonna be tougher. And actually, I prepared for once. Well, I mean, not just for once, but actually felt prepared for it. I got one of my reports back, or one of my final grades back. I got a B in the class that I failed my midterm in, ironically. And that's a huge weight off my shoulders. I'm just hoping that I pass my other 2 courses, because they're also prerequisites for my next quarter. So, basically living on a prayer. Yeah. Oh shoot, Friday the 13th. Talk about bad luck and playing Wolfstar. So, if anybody doesn't know what Wolfstar Sins in Paradise is, I'm trying to formulate how to explain this extemporaneously without having talked about it in weeks. Basically, I think it's intergalactic, you're in space, but at the same time you're also kind of bouncing around from like clubs to clubs or something like that. I think you're some sort of space patrol. It's like, whenever I listen to other people describe it to me, it's like something that's it's just a perfect storm, as I like to call it. It's really something that just I don't know how to explain it, but it's something that's gonna be a really big treat for me Wolfstar's retracted a message. Probably one of those just saying, "Why, God?" Michael's praying for me. I need all the prayers I can get. And even Lyde's here. I did not think Lyde would be here to... I never thought he'd be the type of person to watch this. So, Jojo. Actually, what if... Hear me out on this. What if Jojo stole their entire premises from Wolfstar? Think about it, I mean... Everybody's a strong masculine, or well, not just straight up masculine, but it's like it's strong testosterone-based characters with eccentric looks, and they're fighting each other, and they're across the universe or the galaxy. Like I said, I haven't played it yet. I'm still basing this off of my plot synopsis from my friends. I'm just shaking right now. I'm too scared to fucking start. So, whose route got updated? I haven't even played the game yet, Dyer. Oh my god. Oh boy. So, I need to stabilize my voice so I can figure out these characters. Supposedly this one on the screen's the main character, obviously. You always gotta have the main character on the title screen. Always quality for games. Yeah, so let me just think of what else there is. My friend sent me so many, like, various screenshots from the game, and I'm just more than excited to tackle this. I've gone from that hater that just won't touch this game to just doing it, just like kind of that screw it, I'm gonna do it type of mentality. Wait, main character Kun? Oh god. I forgot his name. I know one of the characters' names is Rufus. I think that's the bull. I know there's a bull, a kangaroo, a dog, I think. Like a different dog. And then there's a wolf. Hence the title, Wolfstar Sins in Paradise. Yeah, good luck, you were so pure. Thank you so much, Dyer. I'm gonna need it. Well, I've really wasted you guys' times. 6.5 minutes. I'm trying to back out of this. I really don't know how to get out of this. Well, with all that out of the way, you guys have actually been pranked. I'm actually playing Adastra. Oh my goodness. I actually did not download Wolfstar Sins in Paradise. I just have a screenshot of the title screen. Oh my god. Imagine if I actually played Wolfstar Sins in Paradise. Oh boy. There's a reason why this title was so vague. I know the newest Adastra update came out, and I really was just like, I really want to play this, but I need to finish finals, so yeah. I also thought, might as well pull a Wolfstar joke on here. Maybe someday, I don't know. But yeah, it just seems like too much of a goldmine for me to actually play. I'm not sure if I should be the one to unmask Wolfstar. But yeah, I'm really excited for this update. And from where we left off, it was in the dungeon scene, and when I did my Ave Adastrians recording, I stopped right when we entered, as opposed to like doing a few lines, which is what the regular update 10 did. Just because it's such a long scene and I didn't want to extend that out for our latest Adastrians episode. So some of it I may have seen already as I start this update, but Yeah, for the most part, this is completely new to me. I'm really nervous to see what happens because it is the beginning of the end. And I did not think that anything from Halloween would end so soon. And yes, April Fools really did come early. I just really could not bring myself to waiting till then to do this. But Turk, you're going to hate Coda. I'm assuming you're still thinking about Wolfstar. Oh, Kato. You're assuming Kato. Never mind. Oh boy. Well, we must have Kato as our punching bag of hatred. Well, now to and start my actual reading of Adastrians, my regular Adastra streams. My birthday was yesterday and I got a phone. Oh, that's so cool, Michael. Happy birthday. Your birthday is right around mine. It was a week ago, actually. I don't tell people because I'm like, I don't want people guessing my actual birth date. So I'm like, I'll just give it a good range of a week. Kind of like between the week of like, oh, this is about when my birthday is. So people don't be like, this birthday based on this, he lives here or whatever. I'm not the type to give my private info out. So, this is the longest intro I've ever done, and most of it for a prank. So, might as well start now. I actually look forward to playing this. So, with all of that out of the way, let's get into the reading. Oh boy. We are Marco. Wait. Were we Dirk in the previous streams? Did I? Oh shit. Oh boy. I hopefully did not save the wrong loading screen. Let me just double check my previous updates. Blah blah blah. You will lose unsaved progress. Oh no. Float, blah blah blah. Nope, I was Marco and everything. Okay, cool. Back to the actual. Nope. Back to the actual game. Okay, here we go. So, time to confess our parents' secret, or monitor secret, from last episode. It's about the parents, I think. I need to talk to you about something they showed me. The pauses as Amicus absorbs what I just said. The parents? Yeah. Parents? The parents. The parents. Sorry, I just have to try to like rein my beginning. I sigh, wondering if I'm going to have just as much trouble convincing Amicus of this as I did with everyone else. I remember the look Neferu gave me when I told him about the drug trip I had. Amicus seems to sense my frustration and hugs me a little tighter. Aw. More snuggles. Hey, I'm just surprised. I believe you. I have no reason not to. Innocent until proven guilty, I guess. He nuzzles my head again. Did they come to you in a dream, or... sort of? I tell Amicus what in front of the meditation room. What? I push through his shocked exclamations and go on to describe the dreams I'd been having as well. What? But why wouldn't you tell me this? I shrug again. I shrug against his body. I'm making so many mistakes. I forgot about them as soon as I woke up. I didn't remember until after what happened with Cassius. Well, I feel Amicus's chest puff up. Sounds like I really am meant to be emperor, eh? Eh? Amicus is Canadian confirmed. That's what they said, but you know what else this means? Mm-hmm. The monitors know I'm here. They're okay with it. So I guess it's not really even illegal, right? There's a pause. Doubt. Excellent doubt. I mean, it may have just been a dream, but it's nice to hear, nevertheless. Also, stay away from that room. While I find it funny that Cassius is using Somni to make contact, I'd rather you not use it. Amicus kisses the top of my head as as I let out a sigh of exasperation. What else is new, Eric? What else is new? I didn't do it on purpose. And you said you'd believe me. Amicus lets out a chuckle that rumbles through his torso and into my back. It's a comforting feeling, and despite my annoyance, I find myself pressing deeper against him, getting ever so closer to being completely absorbed by his pecs. I believe that you saw these things, but who could say if it was real or not? Sometimes I have dreams of entities that I believe are the parents, but I don't necessarily believe it actually is them. I'm quiet for a moment, letting the silence drag out, and I know Amicus well enough at this point that he's got his ears pointed up, waiting for me to respond. I mean, his ears are always pointed up. It's Amicus. His character sprite always has pointed up ears, but moving on. Trust me. Like, seriously. You need to trust me on this, Amicus. Amicus spends his own moment of being quiet, resting his cheek against my head, contemplating. Do you trust me? There's only a short pause. All right, yes, I do trust you. There's a sense of conviction in his voice, and I can tell that he really is determined to believe me. Thank you. But I only say that because of something else that happened. What was that? I take a deep breath. Amicus, sensing my anxiety, suddenly turns me in his lap to face him, letting me lay my head against his chest as he pets the side of my face. Oh, I thought I was gonna go full naked. I'm like, sensor screw, come out! Oh god. My mind has been tainted by Wolfstar. Just looking at the title screen, even. Hey, you can tell me anything, Marco. Like I said, I believe you. He says it even more firmly this time, tipping his muzzle down to look at me as I look up at him, meeting eyes. Milady? Alright, so I was in the archives with Virginia yesterday. Amicus's eyes widen. The archives? What were you doing in there? This reminds me that I also need to tell Amicus about what we've been plotting this past week. World domination. I'll tell you in a bit, but something happened when I was hooked up to the machine. You connected with it? Why would... In a bit. Anyway, while I was hooked up, I had another vision from the parents. Amicus thinks. Well, I suppose that would make more sense considering that's the way the Emperor speaks with them. But it's only the Emperor they speak to. Yeah, well, for whatever reason, they started talking to me. Actually, you started talking to me. Me? I think so. You were like yelling, telling me that you didn't want me to leave you. Well, that does sound like something I would say in such a situation. But you sounded really scared and sad, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. My throat hurt. It just felt weird. Amicus seems to contemplate all this, but doesn't say anything more. I start to get frustrated, but I realize that I can't really expect him to offer more information that I don't already know. I guess I'd hoped that he would have more insight into why parents do things the way that they do. But really, I'm on my own figuring this all out. I sigh and lean my head against the wolf's chest. Hey, what's wrong? I'm sure you'll be fine. The parents are very mysterious. My father had several visions he had trouble interpreting. Like the time he crashed, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Too soon? I just. I feel like something bad is going to happen. Like, really bad. And I don't know what it is that I should do to stop it. Did they give you any guidance at all? They just said to give in to their benevolent will or something like that. Kinky. Lucas gently pushes me back so that he can look at me directly before he smiles gently. Well, there's your answer. The parents only want what is best for all of us. Just follow their guidance, keep your mind and heart open to them, and all will turn around as it should. And we will all sing Kumbaya. Sentences wouldn't be out of place during a sermon in a church on earth. And I'm reminded again of how these parents really are seen as gods. Speaking of church, I now attend church every Sunday while I'm at home with my parents. It's a comforting it's a comforting thought that I could just do as they say and just be fine, made all the more comforting by Amicus's smile and confidence in the matter. Don't mention that you're gonna get this video banned in China! Ah, kid. Oh my goodness. I know there's the whole like kind of controversy about who Times Square elected as Person of the Year, and yeah, I get it, but yeah, I feel like I believe that the Hong Kong protesters deserved it more, but it still doesn't mean that what Greta did is menial in comparison. Like, or I mean, she still does good things. It's not like, oh, she does nothing or she does jack whatever. You just think in terms of the size or the that are affected by them. I'd say Hong Kong people deserved it more. But that's the end of my 30-second political rant. Anyway, but there's a nagging feeling in the back of my mind that there's more to the parents than the wolves seem to know. I lower my voice a bit. I just don't know if I trust them. We said yes. Don't you trust them? Amicus laughs, and that actually does annoy me. Hey, I'm serious. There's something off about all of this. Like the way they're going about things. If they want me to do something, then they should just tell me instead of showing me scary visions. Amicus forces himself to stop laughing and clears his throat, trying to look serious. I'm sorry, Marco. I just sometimes forget that you are outside the Galaxius and aren't accustomed to these things. The parents are nothing but benevolence and goodwill. And then the world explodes because of them. At least that's me when I play City Skylines, am I right? Yeah, not my best series. We all feel their guidance in our lives. Directly like the Emperor. The fact that you are able to do this so is an incredible honor. You should happy, not worried. Amicus 2019. Amicus strokes my hair. Yeah, but don't you think me being an outsider gives me a different perspective on all this? What if they aren't what they say they are? Dun dun, mind blown. They are, and have no reason not to be. Amicus's voice becomes more firm, and I can tell that he's starting to become uncomfortable with my questions. My advice to you? Listen to them. They will help you, and maybe even figure out a way to get us out of this mess. Besides, it's a great relief to know that you may be here for a reason. I'm starting to think I was meant to find you. It was fate to meet an alien twink. Amicus hugs me again. I decide not to press further, except into his pecs. I love and trust Amicus, but he's clearly on board with anything to do with the parents, and I doubt I'd be able to make him question that. Not that I really want to anyway. I just worry that I'm being led down a path that I really don't want to go down. Oh, Marco? Amicus, clearly sensing my continuing anxiety, pulls me forward to kiss me. I kiss back, and it even feels good it feels good even though my stomach continues to churn. You can call me. Looking at one of Yuri's comments afterwards. There goes my social credit score. Yes, because my credit score is 1989. It's that good. Anyway, 10 minutes remaining, Marco. Com uses his loud voice to call to us from the top of the ladder. 10 minutes, Marco. Better? Amicus and I sigh in unified frustration, like we're in an anime. Want to have a little fun before you go? I look down and I'm kind of amazed to see that he still has a boner, which makes me wonder how much he'd really been engaged in our conversation. I have to tell you, and then we got fucked. I catch myself and lower my voice. What we've been doing to get you out. You can do that? And other things at the same time? Amicus tries not to look too eager. I roll my eyes but press my hand against his chest, infinitely pressing into his chest like it's a bottomless pit. Sorry, I'm making too many chest jokes. We don't have to beat around the chest, I mean bush. Anyway, I roll my eyes and press my hand against his chest and draw it slowly down the wolf's front, over the curve of his stomach. He immediately moans quietly as I reach the lower part of his abdomen, and I see the bulge jump in his underwear as his hips even thrust up a bit too. I laugh at his eagerness, and I have to admit that it's kinda nice to have something more lighthearted to do while I discuss all these troubling issues with my wolf. Oh no, the scene's over. Dang it, I got cock-blocked. Ugh. For the next little while, I walk around the gardens, taking advantage of the mild weather. I've noticed it's become cooler and less humid over the past week, which is nice. Apparently, this is as cold as it gets on this part of Adastra though, and it never snows. Sounds like California to me, am I right? Guess living in California is not relatable. Okay. I sigh and sit on a bench, thinking back on my meeting with Amicus just an hour ago. It had been easier to say goodbye to the wolf this time, especially now that I know Cassius is willing to let us see each other as much as is possible. That being whenever Kato is out, which is good, because he's gone a lot of the time doing his official business or whatever. Amicus once again had recommended I distance myself from the plotting so as not to get caught up if we get exposed. I reassure him even though I know I'm going to do whatever it takes to see this through, even if it means that I will have to put myself in danger. Oh fuck, my editor is here. Hello, Cetus. Thanks for editing my videos in the past, and maybe I could send you this one. I hope you saw the beginning of my video too. Anyway, moving on. I don't want Amicus to be down there for another day. Just yesterday, Cassius, or Kato, banned all talk of Amicus on Adastra, which Nefero told me only caused the rumors to really start flying. Who's this Amicus guy? Never heard of him. So it's like drug dealing newspapers about Amicus. Just drug dealing dudes of Amicus. I can just imagine the tapes are just like, those tapes are just on the black market on the Adastra. Just like, you could see like just various wolves in the back corner with like robe coats or whatever. Just like, I got the tapes. Pulls out the Adastra Neferu, or Adastra, the Amicus Neferu sex scene. Just, oh my god. I can just imagine this being a great time. Just saw Dirky Dirk was streaming, wanted to crash the party. Because you're the only one that can do that. But, joke's on you. It's great to have you. From Amicus being imprisoned, true, banished, or even executed. This is good for us, I'm told, because the public, whether they liked Amicus or not, generally doesn't feel he should be struck from existence just because he lost the emperorship. Press X to doubt. Just like, that's the entire planet right now. Just press X to doubt. In other words, the people will likely be on our side when we finally reveal everything. Hopefully. Or Cato could just be the next Clinton. That's really all we can rely on, considering the Emperor holds on so much power, even if the way it was achieved was illegitimate. The Triumvirates barely check the Emperor's power, so unless the people as a whole come together, it would be difficult to remove Cassius from the throne. If Cassius still refuses to step down, our options will be very limited, and most probably won't turn out well for me, or anyone here that's not part of the family. Still, Cassius is proud. Very proud. He put on the big boy pants today. The Pharaoh and Virginia think he'll either step down, or at least accept combat to go out with honor. I'm just imagining like the Loki Hulk scene where Hulk just absolutely beats the shit out of Loki and just tosses him around. And that would be Amicus and Cassius in a fight. Hopefully, the first, because I really don't know how Amicus would deal with the idea of having to kill his brother. Cassius, Amicus, Cain and Abel. They both start with CNA. Coincidence? I think no. And I am trying to figure out who killed who. I just googled Cain and Abel just to like figure this out. Why must my internet be shitty at home? We'll get back to that. I sigh and lean back on the bench. I'm really getting frustrated with all of this political bullshit. You sound like a centrist. And that is me, just to clarify. This had been the exact type of thing Cassius would want to get rid of, but now it just seems worse than ever. It seems like somebody's emulating a state in a certain country right now. Okay, Cain, Abel, Cain, the brothers, God favored Abel's over Cain's. I'm just googling who killed who at this point, because it just gives you the description. Okay, Cain murdered Abel. So it's the opposite. What if Cassius actually had to murder Amicus somehow? Or was, you know, put in that situation where he had the upper hand and could. Like, I'm just totally seeing that. Amicus is innocent, I tell you. So, just as I'm thinking this, I see Alex. And just as I say that, I look at Cetus in the comments. Oh, Alex. He's just up the path, standing right in the middle of it. And he's looking right at me. I give a start, then just stare back at him. He doesn't move. He just goes on looking at me, and I start to wonder what the hell he's doing. He doesn't have his usual smile on either, and as a soft breeze blows through the leaves and foliage, I start to feel like I'm on some kind of horror movie. Actually, now that I know who he really is, I do start to feel a little concerned about what he's capable of. So I decide to act casual and stand up, raising a hand and walking over to the cat. Hey, Alex. Alexios will do, Marco. Hey, Alex. I'm kidding. Okay. Hi, Alexios. Ahotep be with you, Marco. What? I feel things should be more formal between us from now on. That is all. Turns around, has a plug in the back of his head. I kid. No, I mean, why that greeting? I'd heard Nefero use it many times, but no one else. You are Achaemenn, are you not? That gives me pause. It's like just going up to all Hispanic people and just be like, hola, hola. Just being so racist about it. Yeah. This is awkward. Well, I mean, actually, it's not too racist in the context of some people will do it and be like, look at me how cultured I am, and people will applaud it. Just look at the Eurovision contest and how they'll always be like, what is it? Like, they'll always say, like, good evening, good afternoon, whatever their language is. And then they'll say what country they're calling. But it sounds so sophisticated. Where it's like, oh, Buenos noches, España calling. It's like, oof, look at you. Or sometimes they'll do, like, the host countries thing. Like, if it was Spain, it'd be like, Buenos noches, España, UK calling. Okay. That is a long tangent that I should not go on. Anyway. That gives me pause. Oh yeah. I guess I am. The cat smirks. Now he's happy. He's in and out of it. Odd. You seem to have forgotten your own citizenship. He's just like, must plot his execution. Screw you, Cetus. Fuck your Spanish. I shrug. Still getting used to it. I mean, it's something that even some siblings desire, not to mention children. Or even the uncontacted. I raise an eyebrow. That so? Certainly. Who wouldn't want to be part of the most spoiled civilization in the galaxy? Holy shit, we all gotta get salty at each other. I'm gonna hate this update, am I? Or aren't I? I sigh, still tired from thinking about all of this political maneuvering. Playing games with Alexios is the last thing I want to do right now. Cut the bullshit, Alex. What do you want? Excuse me? You're excused. Oh my god, Marco. You're as dense as Yuichi. I walk past the cat, listening to him sputter in surprise. Oh, he tried to be so sassy. Look at me, be like, you're excused. Maybe I'm the slow one. No. I'm not gonna do it again. I can't use the same reference twice, because Cetus edited it into one of my highlight videos. I walk past the cat, listening to him sputter in surprise. You have some nerve to talk to a sibling like that. I frown, glancing back. What's that supposed to mean? You're not even a child, yet you throw your weight around here like you're the most important person in the palace. I laugh loud. I see the cat's ears pin back. Are you fucking kidding me? All you assholes have been throwing me around. Wait, yeah. All of you assholes have been throwing me around with all your plots and fake niceties. I'm just trying to survive. Also, last I checked, Kemians are all equal. So I don't really give a shit if you're a sibling. Alex looks completely taken aback, which is completely satisfying. And haven't you always implied that the wolves are fucked up for looking down on their children and treating them like slaves? Alex coughs to clear his throat. My apologies, I simply lost my temper for a moment. You were just being a bit rude. Or maybe deep down you're just as specious, or whatever, as the wolves, even though you try to pretend you're not. The fair is the same way. Even I'm surprising myself a little. It's like the lid has finally blown off and I'm just using Alex to vent all of my frustrations with this palace. Okay, what has gotten into you, Marco? There's a long pause, and I finally sigh, rubbing my face. Sorry. I think I'm losing my mind here. For the first time in a while, I see the cat crack a genuine smile. I can tell that you're not meant to be a diplomat. You think you're so special, Alexios? Definitely not. For a moment, I feel that old, familiar kinship I had with the cat not even a few weeks ago. I do believe that in any other situation, in one where we're not all spies, Alex and I could have been really good friends. I know that can't be the case now, though, so I stop smiling and look Alexios right in the eye. But seriously, what do you want? I can tell you're trying to get something out of me. Alex becomes serious too, smile fading. He considers me for a long while, probably realizing that I'm not going to play his little game. Alright, Marco. Who are you? I know you're not an abandoned child. What is it that you want, and what are you doing here? You are so wrong. We are abandoned by everyone. So, you want to know everything? Yes. And why should I tell you? Alex smirks. Why be blunt if we're going to play the game anyway? I'm just as curious as to why you're so curious. I hardly matter in all of this. That is a complete lie. Everything has changed here since you arrived. This is why I want to know. But why does it matter that you know? I am an important link between Amorpha and Adastra. It is my job to know what is happening in this empire. Uh-huh. So who told you that I'm uncontacted? Cassius? You've deduced correctly. But I also know that the monitors seem to approve of it. Which is rather odd. I shrug. Again, Anyway, I swear to God, I need an anyway counter, because I say that word way too many times. Anyway, I don't see why I'd tell you anything if I don't think... Or, take two. Anyway, I don't see why I'd tell you anything if I don't know anything about you. Why, I'm just a simple pet. I don't know anything that's going on. I'm pressing my X button so hard right now. God. The voice tells me that he's mocking me. But don't say anything. Alex sighs. The simplest way I can explain it is that I'm trying to maintain peace in the Galaxias as a whole. That mainly involves watching the motives of the wolves. Why is that? Because they can be dangerous. Okay, are none of the other siblings dangerous? Marco, Adastra is the only civilization in the galaxy to wage war on another sibling in over 10 millennia. And they were the perpetrators in the previous war as well. Not only that, but they waged war on an almost parent-level civilization. They're suicidal, and I can't imagine why the Chemians want an alliance with them. Oh boy. So many complications. Can't we all just get along? I think. Do you not want the alliance to happen? Let the wolves suffer and die, according to Alex. This seems to go against what Alex would want. I thought he wanted Amicus to take the throne. I want the Galaxias to remain safe. Is the alliance something you want to happen? I frown, wondering why he's asking me. I mean, to me, it seems like it would create peace. So yeah. Alex's eyes narrow, like he figured something out. He's probably like, oh, you the stupid kind. What? Do you want the wolves to stay isolated? I just want order. The wolves have none of that. This feels like a racist. This is like a racist rant. It's like, we don't want those people because they're unlawful. Oh god, it's like stereotyping to the nines. Based on past histories from way back. The silence stretches out between us. I suppose you're still not going to tell me anything about yourself then. I didn't say I would, and there really isn't much to tell. How about this? How did you secure Chemian citizenship? That's not something that's just given out to children who are presumed to belong to wolves. The question takes me by surprise, though this whole Chemian thing does seem to be what's bothering him most, especially after his... I think, but the truth doesn't seem harmful here. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, screw it. Page 3. Adastra streams. Page 3. Oh. Part 3. Cool. Back to the novel. Here we go. Honestly, it was just to protect me from Cassius. He doesn't really like me, if you haven't noticed. The expression on Alex's face tells me that he definitely doesn't believe me. Cassius wouldn't harm you unless you did. I mean, Cato, on the other hand, it's like, why couldn't we just be like, how about the fact that Cato tried to fucking kill me? So, Cato tried to kill me. And then, yeah, then Alexios would be like, why does he want to kill you? Well, this whole fucking leadership is illegitimate. But, it's like, come on. Tiananmen Square in China. Ironic, isn't it? He wants to execute me because I backtalked him and Amicus slapped his nose. Alex's ears flatten. Cassius says things. That's one way to put it. I shift on my feet, starting to get tired of this conversation. Listen, I have nothing against you, Alex. I'm just trying to get through this as much as you are. Nefero gave you the citizenship, right? Yeah? And you're working with him to make the alliance a reality, correct? Oh, busted! That stops me. I plead the fifth. What? No. No, I'm focused on Abacus right now. And getting in those infinite pecs. Alex glares. Which is still part. I guess so, but honestly, that's not really my top priority right now. It is part of your top priority. I'm getting frustrated and I start to settle off toward the palace. Yeah, we established that. Listen, I'm gonna lay down. I'm tired. Alex goes on staring and doesn't say anything. Again, against you, I hope that we can just go back to normal in the future once this is over, you know? Indeed. With that, Alex turns and walks away up the path, leaving me to stare after him. Dramatic scene. I decide to ask Nefero about what happened with Alex. I know they had some kind of relationship going on, so maybe he can enlighten me on the cat's motives. My mouth is already open as I'm walking into the bedroom when I'm hit with a blast of sound. Murder! Oh, never mind. Not murder. Dance! Murder of the dance floor. It's a Panic at the Disco. We are dancing with Nefero, who is doing the same two animations over and over again. Look at him bounce around, so happy. In front of me is Nefero with his back to me, though I can see that he's in his underwear. Damn it. I mean, whew, what a relief. He's moving fluidly around, arms and paws waving about and pausing at odd angles while his foot slides across the ground, going back and forth. At first, I think he's doing some kind of exercise, but then I can hear him singing over the music. Wordless because it doesn't translate through the lingua, just a sort of howling sound, though very different from the wolves. It's very loud, and it's a wonder I couldn't hear it in the hallway. It doesn't necessarily sound bad, but I could tell the Pharaoh isn't putting much effort into making it sound nice. Okay, there you go. That's how he sings. Okay, moving on. Still, I feel like I'm walking in on something private, so I consider backing out. Me dancing is something private. The Pharaoh dancing is something public. Of course, that's when he spins around and immediately spots me standing there in front of the door, my mouth still open. Ooh. I would love if it was just like a animation, it just turns like that, just whoosh, turns and stares at me like that. Quickly, I fix my face into a pleasant smile, trying to act casual so I don't embarrass him. Oh, hey Nefero, I pause as I see Nefero grinning back at me. I was just, I have to almost shout over the music. The jackal is swaying back and forth a little bit, almost like he's still dancing. Little too much of that dancing juice. Shout out to Bruno Mars. Gonna get a little sippy sip of water so I can caramel voice. Oh, Marco, what an incredibly pleasant and joyous surprise. Thanks? The jackal begins to dance again, facing me this time, though he doesn't sing, thankfully. Are you okay? Better than I've ever been, my simian friend. What do you think of the music? The Pharaoh nods at the ceiling. It's nice. Kinda loud. I'm sorry, I need to hear sounds from home every now and then. The wolves have no spice in their music. He's Latino. I can't Spanish today. Oh, is it lagging? Oh no. Yeah, My stream connection says it's excellent, but I swear to God it's lying. I am so sorry, people. Like, it does this thing where it stops and then shows it. Oh, he's still dancing. I mean, I only have, like, Adastra open, my OBS, and my Firefox, so not too much. The jackal slides his paws sensually over his torso, smoothing the fur down to better accentuate his pecs and abs. His eyes glued to mine. I look around and note the 3 bottles of wine beside the table. My dummy face energy's ruining this. Hey, if anything, make fun of my dummy voice. Oh. You're drunk. I'm drunk. Neferu spins in a circle and actually almost loses his balance, something I've never seen him do. I've seen him buzzed before, but he's always managed to keep his composure. But now? How drunk? Too drunk, but... Neferu steadies himself against a pillar, leaning and rubbing his head against it. He gonna pole dance for us! At the same time, not drunk enough. I quickly make sure the door is closed behind me before moving closer to the jackal. Do you need help? What? I raise my voice above the music. Do you... Neferu waves his paw at me. Wait, calm. Pause music. Alexa, pause music. Boop. Pausing Dancing Amongst the Dunes by Heket. Wait. Dancing Amongst the Dunes by Heket? Might be Heket. I need another drink. No! Stop it! It's time to stop! Where are your parents? They're in the universe somewhere. Never mind. Neferu reaches out towards the table, even though it's a good 10 feet away, and I look over to see that one of them is half full. Oh boy. There's a pause, then Neferu opens his eyes, frowning at me. I said I need a drink, Marco. And what do you think I'm at? You're a slave. You know what to do. I stare. Slaves built the Parthenon. Slaves. Pyramids, this is your song, slaves. Oh my god, that song is... Excuse me? You are a slave. The pharaoh pokes a finger in my direction with every word. Don't let the wolves tell you any different. As long as you are here, they are your master. But you were treating me like a slave just now. I was making... The pharaoh pauses as he makes a strange swallowing, hiccuping sound. I was making a point, clearly. Sorry, should I simplify my words for you? The jackal goes on staring at the bottle, as if wondering if it's worth it to make the journey there. He turns back to me, as if just remembering that I'm there, though he seems to have trouble focusing his eyes. Don't worry, Marco. I am just as much a slave as you are. Someday leaving, though. Oh god, he's having parent issues. He's got daddy issues. Whew, drink to that. Daddy issues. If only I had an actual alcoholic beverage right now. I move closer, deciding to sit on my bed while Neferu goes on hugging at the pillar, as if letting go will cause him to fall. Oh no, you guys stuck at how drunk? Oh no! I am so saddened. Yep, the screen is stuck on how drunk. But now, blah blah blah. Don't let them tell you different. It looks like it's moving now. Okay, I'm good. I had to actually move the feed, like the actual like bar. And I'm gonna change the title of the stream so people actually join. Don't go, what the hell is this winter break surprise stream? Okay, I'm just gonna be like, update. What the fuck is this update? Update 0.11. Adastra. Episode 12, I think. This is not made for kids. Why the fuck is Cop asking me? Save. 4 people joined because of that. It's like, oh, did not save? Everything's lagging. My world is dying. So, because I'm at the part where that wouldn't be good considering the fountain is right there. But it's stuck on, I move closer. No data. Okay, that's even better. Oh god. Isn't my home Wi-Fi the best? I'm just gonna wait for that to load. YouTube is not receiving mobile. See this, it wouldn't. It's such a lie. Okay, now it's saved. Now everybody's coming. Hey, this is how you get viewers. Okay, time to continue at the 1 hour mark. That wouldn't be good considering the fountain. Right. That wouldn't be good considering the fountain is right there. You can't leave whenever you want? And the fairy chuckles, then guffaws, another sound I've never heard from him. You don't understand. I can leave, but I can't leave. It's like the Hotel California. You may check in, but you may never leave. Or no, wait, you can check out, but you may never leave. Yeah, I don't think I do understand. Drunk logic. Suddenly, Neferu's ears flatten. Or go backwards. You really fucked this up for me. Do you understand that? Oh shit, he's salty at us too. Why is everybody so salty at us? Act where everybody hates us, and then we have to redeem ourselves on a redemption arc? Seems like another novel by Howley and McSkinny. But we don't talk about McSkinny. You really fucked this up for me. Do you understand that? I blink. What? You fucked my life. It's my life. This time Neferu uses his foot to point at me. Or really just sort of action. Okay, what the hell are you talking about? If you hadn't come here, Kato would not have had the excuse to nullify Amicus's emperorship. I would be halfway through negotiating an alliance by now. Wait, this isn't my fault. I was brought here against my will, Neferu. Neferu makes another deep swallowing sound, then just belches loudly. How rude. Yes, I'm sorry. I forget it's mostly its fault. I feel my temper snap and I stand up. Now is not the time I want to find out that my most important blames me and my boyfriend for the situation he's in. Hey, I know you're drunk, but I'm not gonna listen to you say that shit. You can call me back when you sobered up and stop feeling sorry for yourself. I start walking toward the door quickly, feeling a little sick at this whole situation. If Neferu really is turning on me, that means the only person I can trust here is in the dungeon. Sad times. I really would be alone. Wait. His voice is so almost not even sure if I heard it. I pause though, looking back over my shoulder. Cetus, the pharaoh's already fucked you. Wink, wink. He still leaned up against the pillar, his ears down, gazing at the ground. I'm about to ask him to repeat himself, but that's when he suddenly lets out a gasp and slides down the pillar to his knees. He crumples on the ground, paws covering his face as he trembles and starts to sob loudly. Oh no, he has the feels. He really does have feelings. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I stare open-mouthed, watching the jackal cry for several seconds. Apparently, too drunk means way too drunk. And that's how I drink. No, I'm kidding, I don't. Only the one time where I peed in somebody's laundry machine, but we don't talk about that. Still, this jackal clearly has a lot of problems that he doesn't tell anyone about. Actually, he doesn't really have anyone to tell them to on this alien moon. At least I have Amicus. So, after standing there in stunned silence for a moment, I walk over to Neferu. I stand awkwardly at his side. Oh, excuse me. I stand awkwardly at his side for a moment, watching his broad, black-furred shoulders heave up and down before I kneel and rest a hand on his back. Okay, good, it's working. Making sure my stream isn't frozen. I see his ears perk up for a moment in reaction, but otherwise, he doesn't say anything. I'm generally not the best at comforting someone, especially when they're crying, but I run my hand in a circle through the fur. Hey, I get it. This whole thing is really frustrating, but we'll figure this out together. I get finally calmed down. I start to pull him up, pushing him in the direction of his bed. He doesn't resist and stumbles up to it before falling face down onto the covers. He wipes his face with the pillow, and while he does that, I quickly grab the wine bottles, moving them to the floor so that they're out of his reach. Finally, Neferu lets out a big, shuddery sigh. Can you rub my back again? It feels good. Let me redo that line. I hate how I delivered that. Can you rub my back again? It feels good. The jackal's voice is stuffy from his clogged nose. Sure. I kneel beside the bed before starting to rub Neferu's back again. He sighs, head turned away from me. I let the silence go on for a while, listening to the jackal sniffling every couple of seconds before I finally speak. So, what happened? I drank. Yeah, speaking of which, calm. Bring us a glass and pitcher of water, please. Yes, Marco. And get some bread. Having food absorbs. Know your alcohol tips. I literally had to take 2 classes on it. Just for my school's education. And, it's away too. Yes, Marco. No, my precious woven wine. The pharaoh says it in a mock sad voice, but combined with his already sad state, there's not much of a difference. What happened? I don't know. I suppose I realized how challenging this would all be. I can't say I trust the Woven people to oust Cassius. They're rather accepting of corrupt officials. I think trying to approach this... I think trying to approach this delicately Is your family making you do this? Like, they won't let you cultivate the alliance? Even expect me to accomplish that. But that's why I must do it. If I don't, I might as well be banished. It seems kind of unfair that they pull all of this on you. After what I've pulled them through, it's only fair. I wait for more of an explanation, but... So, is what Alex said on the island about you and your family true? More or less. Again, he doesn't seem interested in talking about it, so I just go on rubbing his back. Well, we're gonna get Amicus out of the dungeons and onto the throne. I know that I've talked to the parents, but I really think I have, and they're on my side. Or our side. The fairy chuckles. So you'll get that alliance. Or so you'll get that alliance. I hope. We sit in silence for a long while, and even I start to enjoy the hypnotic motion of rubbing Neferu's furry back in a large spiral motion. Back to the cat. Speaking of Alex, I had a weird conversation with him today. He thinks we're like conspiring against him or something. There are grunts. Stay away from the cat. He's nothing but trouble. Well, he kept bringing up the alliance. He seemed to want to know my role in it. The fairy turns his face towards me, his eyes bloodshot, but the tears dried up at this point. I assume it had something to do with not wanting the alliance to happen? Yeah. The fairy takes a deep breath and presses his face into the pillow, letting out a long groan. All I can say is don't trust him. Yeah, definitely not. I just don't really get what he's doing. Neither do I, and that's why you should stay away from him. Really? I thought you two, I don't know, talked and did stuff together as I press my fingers together, my index fingers together. Which didn't shed any light on his motives. Considering the way our relationship has changed, I doubt I'll get any more information from him. Sure you can't just seduce him again? And the pharaoh cracks a smile. Last time I tried that, he referred to me as a whore. Which isn't exactly inaccurate. Of course. The doors open and a drone glides in, setting water down on the bedside table and fetching the bottles from behind the jackal's bed. The pharaoh watches it go morosely. I clear my throat, trying to distract him from the departing alcohol. I get what you mean, though. It seems like he favors one side. I don't get it. The fairy waves his paw. But not to worry yourself with him, and simply stay away. Amorphins are famous for their quirks and seemingly contradictive behavior. Alright. Bye, Neferu. I rub for a while longer, switching hands as my arm starts getting tired. I'm starting to think that the jackal has fallen asleep when he suddenly speaks again, jolting me out of my trance. We will be revealing our hand to Cassius tomorrow. With any luck, Amicus will be free by the end of the week. Oh? I'm surprised, finding that hard to take in. I know this would be coming, but not so soon. How are we gonna do that? Well, we have 3 pieces of information that can help us. The first is the footage of the 3rd trial. Hopefully that will be enough to convince Cassius to step down. The pharaoh suddenly shifts and slowly sits up, groaning again before reaching for the pitcher and glass of water. The second is the footage of Cato attacking me. I'd rather we'd not have to use that, but if Cassius isn't convinced by the first, then resort to it. Nefer drinks deeply from his glass, and I watch him impatiently as he drains the entire thing. And the third? Nefer gasps and leans back, setting the glass down. Remember your little theory about the previous Emperor's accident? Uh-oh. Conspiracy! I nod. Alex said the investigation was botched. Nefer glances at me. Or was it? The fact that the cat tipped you off is worrying. It is very odd. The investigation wasn't botched, but rather called off by the acting emperor. I see what you did there. Clever move. Cato? Indeed. The investigators were only able to get as far as discovering a possible malicious software installed on the ship's navigation system. Oh god. This is so bad! Why did you do this, Cato? Considering software has to be installed through a port, and that the ship is heavily protected whenever outside the palace, the installation likely would have had to have happened while inside the palace. Chuckles. More than likely, yes, but I don't understand why. Cato was good friends with the last emperor. Yes, I can see how this is going, and as far as I can tell, he was supportive of his policies. But he thought his were better. The ultimate best friend betrayal, just like what happened to me in August of this past year. What happened to me in August of this year. When literally somebody that was considered my best friend just completely ghosted me. Everybody seems to ghost me. Weird. Even the club team I tried out for. Isn't it great? I swear to God, if people don't explain why they ghost me, that makes me very mad. At least say, I don't want to, like, I'm done with you because blah blah blah. Don't be that guy who's like, let me just not explain, and then you make the person worse and worse because of it. So, people who ghost are awful. Give an explanation before you do any type of ghosting. Like, if you need to ghost, fine, but at least say something like, I can't handle your whatever, your secrets, your whatever, blah blah blah. At least say why you're ghosting them beforehand. Like, don't just be like, never talking to them again or whatever. Because that's what they literally did. I was like, okay, I'm sorry for hanging out with people that you didn't. Even though they're like, they said it's okay to hang out with them, and then they just never said anything to me again. Weird. So, well, how people act on the outside doesn't really seem to matter much around here. Or anywhere. What convinced me of Cato's involvement, however, is the fact that every single investigator has gone missing since. Oh my god. Not conspicuous at all. Hey, remember that investigation over our previous emperor? Whatever happened to those investigators? Cato just comes behind them, kidnaps them. Oh my god. That would just be a comic. What? I start to feel that icy fear in my chest again. If it is Cato, then he really is ruthless. What I saw happen to that doctor, Felix, could only be a taste of what Cato is capable of. Unfortunately, because there is no solid evidence linking Cato, I'm afraid it might not be very effective. It could be another last resort, though. Anyway, would you like to go with Virginia to try and convince him with this information? Really? You've been trying to get me to stay out of the way for the past week. To keep you safe, but I've noticed that Cassius may have taken a liking to you as of late. You know him to some degree and could use that knowledge to better convince him. Oh boy. Well, I wouldn't say he likes me, but yeah, I can try. And as I said, Virginia will be there to help as well. I assume you're not going? Neferu smirks. I'm the last person he would want to see while discussing the possible end of his rule. Besides, I know I'm not going to be feeling my best tomorrow. I think I'll stay in bed for once. Drink more water. Neferu sighs, sort of looking at the picture. Cetus, you weren't the one that ghosted me. I'm done with you because you're gay. Gasp. I roll my eyes, reaching out to pour him another glass. Oh, how kind of you. I'm a slave, right? He takes the glass from me. No, you're a Kemian, and I think we'll be very proud to have you. With that, he once again drowns the entire thing. Chug, 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 chug. Man, he's got some good guzzling powers. Wonder where he gets that from. And the update ends. Never mind. Let me just save here to be safe. Here we go. A new scene. I toss and turn most of the night, even while Neferu snores loudly in his own bed. I go over what I might be able to say to Cassius in case things do go wrong for whatever reason. I find that difficult to do, though, especially considering how angry and unpredictable the wolf can be sometimes. I managed to get maybe a couple of hours of sleep. But as soon as the sun starts shining through the opening in the roof, I'm up and ready for Virginia to come get me. This doesn't happen until about an hour later, and the pharaoh only lifts his head for a moment when the wolf enters before groaning and dropping it back on the pillow. I'm hoping that he doesn't remember what happened yesterday, for his sake. The amount of anticipation in the air is almost too much for me to handle as I follow Virginia to the throne room. It's a feeling that I haven't felt since the trials, since when I thought I was about to be able to fly back home. Now, though, patient that I'll be able to get Amicus out of the dungeons. We pause at the door, Virginia glancing at me. Remember, if absolutely necessary. This is of the utmost importance. I nod silently. I get the feeling that she hadn't wanted me to come, but Neferu probably instead. The wolf reaches out and presses the panel, opening the door. I follow her in and immediately spot Cassius in his throne, still on his little booster seat, but there's someone else too. No, don't be. Please don't be. No! We chose it today because Cato still hadn't returned from his trip, thus leaving Cassius alone. Oh, never mind. Whew, it's only Alex. Now, though, Alex is here, kneeling beside the throne, his head on the armrest while Cassius strokes his head. Like every supervillain. His other paw occupied with a tablet-like device. He glances up. Ah, sister, and Marco. That you needed? Virginia is silent until we stop at the base of the steps. Just behind her, to her left. Cassius narrows his eyes as he looks down at us, probably realizing that this is no ordinary visit. Meanwhile, Alex just stares at us inquisitively, looking innocent and oblivious as he always tries to. Brother, I have something very, very important to discuss with you. Cassius regards her for a moment, then glances at me. Why is he here? It involves him. It involves all of us, actually. Cassius frowns deeply, expression growing more and more sour. And what is that, Virginia? Virginia takes a deep breath. Cassius, you must abdicate. Ooh, got him! It takes Cassius a moment to take that in, but when it does, his eyes widen and his nostrils flare, leaning back in his throne like he's been slapped. Excuse me? I wonder if this is the best way to go about telling Cassius that we're about to try and take the throne from him. Literally, we're gonna rob it from him. Virginia, pick up one leg, I'll pick up the other. I look around, wondering if there he might use to blast us with. Cassius, we all know that this is illegitimate. You must consider... Enough! I will hear no talk of this. From my own sister, no less. Leave at once. The young wolf is shaking in his seat, wide-eyed, ears flat. Well, you must hear it. I must not. I followed every protocol. I am in my rightful place. Leave now, or I will have the drones escort you. Alex is sitting up straight now, staring at us, his ears perked, and I kind of wish that we could have had him leave the room. Virginia remains calm, simply gazing back up at Cassius with an almost stoic look. I don't know why, this sounds like the music they use in Echo when something like a bombshell of a confession's made. Echo ripoff? No, I'm kidding. Virginia remains calm, back up at Cassius with an almost stoic look. Brother, you must hear it, because we have proof of your deception. Cassius seems to have recovered from his initial shock, though he's still trembling a bit, chest heaving for breath. What? Proof? Virginia takes a deep breath. You know that we already know about the staging, but we have footage of the third trial. All of it. Cassius stays quiet, unsure of what to say. Who showed you this? Looks at Alex. Time to kill him. Time to put the cat down. We have contacts in Adastra that will release it to the public tomorrow evening. We gotta get some corruption up in here. Woo! Cassius swallows hard. I will close the news channels. Not only the news channels, but in portable formats as well that may be copied and spread. You will not be able to stop all of it. Cassius opens his mouth, then closes it, then opens it again. He didn't see this coming at all. Finally, his shoulders drop and he stares at the floor. Virginia, how could you do this to me? Virginia, actually looking a bit sad. How could you take the throne in such a dishonest... Mother taught you better. Do not speak of Mother! Cassius's response is instant and angry before he deflates again. The silence stretches out for a while before Virginia speaks again. I know you, Cass. I know you're an honest, honorable wolf. I know you don't want the emperorship like this. Cassius goes on staring off into space. Do you even want to be Emperor Cassius? Oh, got him! Virginia looks sharply over at me, but I ignore her for now, looking right up at Cassius. He turns his gaze slowly on me. What sort of question is that? Remember when we saw the parents together? Uh-oh, we're gonna piss him off even more. Cassius instantly bristles, his ears turning a deep red. Oh no. Disconnected. Reconnecting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why must you do this to me? Reconnection successful. Why does my internet suck? It should be coming in. You remember what they said, right? I don't remember. Sure, anyway. You know what the parents think, what they want. Just listen to them. They only want what's best for this empire. Cassius closes his eyes, taking a deep breath. Why are you doing this to me? He says it quietly, and I'm not sure if he's talking to me, Virginia, or the both of us. Because we also want what's best for the Empire, Cassius. And that involves a legitimate emperor that is right for the throne. Can't just abdicate. How many emperors have even done that? The humiliation would be too great. Don't worry, we have a president we've done that with, and there was an emperor who did, back in Britain's time, in like the 30s. So, for the first time, I hear some resignation in Cassius's voice. And I actually do believe that he doesn't want this emperorship anymore. I jump in again. We can make up any story we want, Cassius. It doesn't have to be a shameful thing. We can make it seem honorable, even though I think it already is if you do step down. Again, Cassius is silent. Only imagine all of the things that are going through his head right now. He knows that the release of this footage would destroy his image, cause unrest, probably to the point that he'd never be able to recover if he remained on the throne. He already knows that he's been beaten. Alex, meanwhile, continues to sit at his side, just staring at the two of us. I'm surprised he hasn't said anything at all. And again, I'm not sure whose side he's on. Also, you need to demote Cato from advisor. Otherwise, he will become acting emperor again. Cassius looks sharply at us. We know he's behind all of this. That you're a puppet, Cassius. Cassius bristles and Virginia shits me a look. She shoots me another warning look. You're still the emperor. You have complete power over your advisor. You can easily cut those strings. Cassius looks about ready to say something, to protest, but again, he slumps down, just glaring at his knees. That would automatically make Amicus emperor. It's not a question, just a defeated statement. We don't say anything. I suppose he was always destined to be that. I was a fool to think that I could make this work. Oh. You make me feel sad. Oh yeah, I'm lagging on like everybody's end, I'm sorry. I can't change my latency for some reason. So, let me see if I can do that in my settings quickly. No, output. Where the hell's my latency? I'm going to turn my bitrate down to 2000. Is there any latency settings? Why don't I have latency settings? Oh no, drop frames. We're continuing. Hopefully things are better from here, so let's get back to the drama. Virginia's ears perk up and I feel a swooping feeling in my chest like I just missed a step. Alex just looks up at Cassius, frowning. Cassius shakes his head. I'll need to think. Evening. The 14th hour. Then nods. I see. I will make an announcement tomorrow after breakfast. I need to meditate. I need my drugs, damn it! Certainly. Cassius drops his paw on his lap and picks up the glass tablet again, and just like that, we're dismissed. As Virginia turns to go, I quickly speak up. Cassius? Can I see Amicus again? He rolls his eyes. Gods, yes, in fact. He looks up at the ceiling. Come, set Marco's access to the dungeons as unrestricted. He'll be free by tomorrow anyway, I'm sure. Thank you. Yes. We get to slap some cheeks today, boys. I bow because it feels like the right thing to do, but Cassius only grunts in response. I then quickly follow Virginia out into the hallway. Is it still live? I think it's... No, it's not live. Okay, there we go, it's live. I then quickly follow Virginia out into the hallway, almost skipping with relief and excitement. That was easy. Well, that escalated. That de-escalated quickly. Wolf, as she maintains the stoic look. It really was, wasn't it? It seems that Cassius isn't enjoying his position on the throne after all. Did he think it would be easy? I think he never looked past beating Amicus. And now that he has, well... I shake my head. If that was his only reason, then he deserves this. Well, I don't believe it was his only reason. He simply didn't prepare himself beyond the trials. Like most politicians, am I right? Anyone? I find myself. Virginia side-eyes me. And don't get too excited just yet. Nothing is final until Cassius says the words. It looks like he's definitely going to. Comes in the next day and is like, no, do not do the thing. Do not let Amicus out. Do not dethrone me as advisor. And then Cassius is like, okay, daddy. Because basically, Cassius is his bitch boy at this point. It does, yes, but remain careful and vigilant. Also, Virginia pauses as we reach a branch in the hallway where we would part ways so that I could go to the dungeons. I stop and look up at her, stepping from one foot to the other, eager to tell Amicus the news. You've noted my loyalty to Amicus over the past week, yes? Yeah? Well, time to betray you! Knocks him out. No, I'm kidding. That'd be a hell of a plot twist. But then again, you can't have that many more plot twists than Leo's route from Echo. Am I right? No, I'm done with that. So, at the very least, this would be deserving of some time of official position, don't you think? You want to be chief advisor, right? Yes, and you are very close to him. Watch Amicus make us the advisor. Like, Marco's advisor. Wait, what? No, not this. So, anyway, I'll get him to make that happen. The wolf almost looks shocked. It's because you're the only smart one on this planet. I don't know why, though. I'd assumed this was always part of the plan. Thank you, Marco. Of course. I'll see you later today. I leave the wolf standing there, trying not to walk too fast on my way to the dungeons. Oh no, is it still lagging? It's lagging! No! No data! Why? Air, why must it be like this? I'm sorry, my connection... So what happened with my Wi-Fi today is normal crappiness. I couldn't even get onto my Wi-Fi when I first came home. My dad was there and was like, I had to fix it through like the battery or whatever. Some kind of like not like a malfunction, but kind of like a loop or something that got stuck on, and we basically had to repower the battery and the extra source and turn it on and off through that. So, yeah, definite F's for that, guys. At least it'll be recorded, and if you guys want to rewatch any of this, this will be the downfall of my views. Just not having good streaming quality. And I can't change my latency. I don't know why. Change my latency. Warning, warning, warning. Yeah, it's a lot of bad. Anyway, Amicus is shocked when I... Obviously, but like Virginia, he tells me to stay cautious. Anything can happen between now and when Cassius makes the announcement. And we're definitely not getting abdication during said announcement. Either way, I promise Amicus to come back down first thing in the morning to tell him the news. I leave him in good spirits, and I catch Amicus's tail wagging more than it usually does. We might actually be at the end of this nightmare. And this is probably where the update ends. For you. Or did I call it? Never mind, I'm wrong. I'm very... Marco? What's going on? Marco? Huh? I stare at the ceiling, wondering for a moment where I am. You fucked so hard that you passed out. Marco, your presence is requested at breakfast. Wait, what? I try to focus, the memories of last night slowly coming back to me. Let's see the sexy CGs. I'd returned to Virginia and the fair having a drink to celebrate our tentative victory. Just like me trying to celebrate my tentative victory of passing my other two. So, I joined them and maybe I had too much. It's a bit blurry, but the splitting headache is evidence enough. Then I remember that Calm woke me up. Wait, breakfast? Yes, your presence is requested immediately. I hadn't had breakfast with the family since Amicus was imprisoned. Why would they request me now? Knowing what's about to happen today. Oh no, is this update gonna still keep going? I am nervous. I look over to once again see the Ferris sleeping in his bed, his fur uncharacteristically just like yesterday morning. Just jump in the fountain right next to your bed. That's how you get the shower. I jump out of bed, throwing on my robes and trying to straighten out my hair as I hurry out and towards the dining room. I wonder if maybe Amicus is already out of the dungeons. Maybe he's the one requesting my presence? Maybe? Oh no, is my things... Okay, good, it's working. Why is the voice of love taking me higher? Why do I still never get that reference? And I keep remembering and forgetting. Maybe he's the one requesting my presence? But as I reach the door, I realize that's not the case. No! Run! Run. Oh my god. It's him! Somebody said Amicus would look hot in an eye patch. What Kato would do if he... Like, he should wear an eye patch. Something to cover that other eye. Kato looks like the person who should be wearing an eye patch. And he also looks like the person whose head is too big for his body. There are people like that, unfortunately. Virginia, Cassius, and Kato sit on the beds while Alex kneels in front of Cassius. Wait, why is my @ orange? Is there a setting for that? Oh, there's probably a setting for that. I don't know why. It's orange and it's cool and I like it. Adastra 11, yes. As I walk in, I can immediately tell that something's off. And it's because we're all staring at Kato. The air is tense. I come to a gradual stop, unsure of what to do as the rest of them glance up at me. No. Shut up! Shut up! Is that Marco? Wait, I forgot what. It's really deep. I haven't done your voice in forever. You need to be in less updates. Is that Marco? How nice of you to join us. Would you care to serve us our food and drink, please? Something is very wrong. Like, oh so totally very wrong. Did Cassius tell Kato about what happened? Cassius, you bitch! There's not much else I can do except walk over to kneel beside to begin serving the wolves. It's completely silent as all of them just watch me fumbling around with the food. Finally, Virginia breaks the silence. Kato, is there a reason why you called us all to breakfast? Kato turns his head in Virginia's direction. I fucking hate Kiwians. He's gonna be like super specious right now. He's like, I invited everybody except that stupid Kiwian. Oh god. This is bad. Can't I enjoy a meal with the royal siblings? I simply wanted to discuss my trip with you. Then why not invite Amicus along? Nope, not Amicus. Okay. Oh, I see. It's just been so long since we've had a scheduled breakfast. It may be a good habit to get back into. Wouldn't you agree, Emperor Cassius? You mean puppet? Oh, yes, definitely, Cato. How was your trip? How was your trip? Wonderful. I had the pleasure of visiting Adrote. Being the entertainment capital of Adastra, I had such a good time observing the plays. Despite my inability to observe. Oh, God. Kato starts laughing loudly, and I can tell why everyone's on edge. This isn't like Kato at all. Kick him in the nuts and run! I set a plate out for Kato, while Alex does the same for Cassius, and while he's working on Virginia's plate, Kato shifts. Could you hand us all our goblets? I am absolutely parched. I had noticed that the goblets had already been sat out in front of each wolf, already filled with wine. Carefully, I hand Kato his goblet, then turn and reach for Cassius's. Fear not. These are the events that shall follow. Sam, is that you? Oh shoot, I'm spoiling one of the series that I technically played on this channel. Ignore what I just said. It's a Howley reference, though. Yeah. I blink, and I notice Cassius staring at me, raising an eyebrow. Are we fucking poisoning Cassius? You fucking cunt. You better not. You better not. I am gonna fucking kick you in the nuts and run. I shake my head and push the goblet into his paw. He's gonna be like, you poisoned him. It's your fault. Ha ha ha. Oh god. You're gonna kill him. I'm about to grab Virginia's, but Alex has already finished her plate and hands her goblet as well. Or worse, everybody dies. We all drink wine and die, except Kato. Kato is an emperor forever. The end. For a while, the wolves eat and drink in silence. I can hear the pianos. Spooky. This is spooky time. At least Virginia and Cassius do. They're dead now. He killed both of them. They are so dead. I am so sad now. They're both dead. I noticed Kato not touching his food at all. Simply watching the rest of us. Okay. We are so fucked. We are so screwed. We are so screwed. Cassius lets out a loud laugh. Alex sets a paw on his leg in concern. Sorry. There's something in my throat. It's laughing gas. Oh boy. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He takes another drink of his wine. Mind and heart open, great ape. You shall receive guidance. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? This is so suspenseful. My vision flashes and the tension somehow builds. And I now know that something terrible is about to happen. With that stare Kato's giving me. So, Cassius, I hear you have an announcement to make this morning? Fuck, he did it just so he could not speak and then he would die. Of course, you fucking idiot. The entire room freezes and the wolves stop eating and Alex stops serving. I sit there on my knees, trying to keep my breathing even, trying to deal with feeling like I have voices in my head, and with Kato apparently discovering our plan at the same time. It's like every main character in Hallie's novels has a voice in their head. Cassius finally speaks. Or tries to. He coughs again, harder this time. This is like me whenever I try and speak. We gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. I'm so scared. I notice him starting to shake and Alex puts a paw on his leg. Oh no. Oh no. Cassius, what's wrong? Yes. What's wrong, Cassius? Don't you have a speech to give this morning? You might have to postpone it if you have a cough. Where it delays him and then he eventually gets better, so he can't, what is it? So he can't, do the speech at the time, or it's actually gonna kill him. Either way, this is bad. This is very bad. We are so pissed off right here. Even breaths. Cassius suddenly sits up trembling. Write it on the wall. Oh no, he's actually gonna die. He stares at Kate, leaving, one palm moving to his throat. He's gonna choke. Cassius! He turns to Alex to him while the cat catches. I can't breathe. Cassius wheezes, looking down at his goblet. Then he suddenly spasms, curling over his stomach before another violent spasm takes him and he arches out onto the bed, screaming. Oh my god! Oh my god! That's what the CG is? Oh my god. Oh my god. Die. Why must this be? It's a hideous sound, full of agony. It's so sudden. I'm just left to stare in shock, still on my knees. Virginia stands up, moving around her bed to get closer to Cassius. Meanwhile, Alex screams as well, staring in horror at Cassius. Cass, what is it? What happened? I knew it. This is a part of the plan. Kill Cassius, become the permanent emperor. You can't have Amicus become emperor if he's in prison. Okay, Cassius just rides under him, even as Alex tries to hold him down. I notice his mouth foaming red from the wine. It's still held in his paw before he drops it, spilling it to the bed and floor. Cass! Alex's voice is filled with despair, probably realizing at the same time I do that Cassius has been poisoned, that he might be dying. Oh dear. Cassius? Perhaps you ate too fast. Don't you hate it when stomach cramp and then suddenly choke as a result of it? Signs. The hair raises on the back of my neck as I sense Kato sitting behind me. Run. He's found out about our plan. He put a stop to it just like that. Kato, that was too far. Or this was too far. Was it the wine? Motherfucker, I am going to fucking kick her ass, Alex. I almost don't register what Alex just said, but that's when I feel Kato get up behind me. I am dead. I am so dead. Hello, I am dead now. In a few steps, he's standing over Alex and Cassius before he swings a paw hard into Alex's face. Oh no! It sends the small cat flying so far that he's thrown up against the wall. He crumbles there, unmoving. Virginia ducks when this happens, but bravely moves forward, grabbing Cassius and turning him over onto his stomach. For a moment, I think Kato's going to do the same to her, but he seems to get himself under control. Ah, I fucking hate you. Was it the wine? Was it the wine then? Oh well, who served it? I wonder. He looks even while Virginia sticks her fingers into Cassius's mouth, shoving them deep until the screaming wolf lets out a retch. Kato's eyes settle on me. Miss me with that bullshit. Like, that bullshit's on the other side of the planet. That's how much I missed that bullshit. What did you put in this drink, Simeon? I stay there on my knees, dumbfounded. I'm gonna be like, Kato, we all know it's you. Stop BSing. That would be me. I'd be like, you know you're full of shit. Then there's a splattering sound as Cassius vomits up his breakfast. Wine. Virginia stubbornly continues to gag him, forcing out every little bit that she can. Well, I suppose we'll have to investigate, won't we? I hate that. I hate this line. I hate this line so much. Come, send a medical ship from Adastra City. Tell them the Emperor has been poisoned. Yes, Virginia. Kato looks down at me. Then, before I can move, he reaches out and grabs my arm. I've felt the power of a wolf before, main one being Amicus, of course, but this is different. It's like he's made of stone. Kato starts pulling me towards the door, and every step feels like my arm is about to be yanked out of its socket. Uh-oh, we are dead, we are dead. As Kato marches out into the hallway, I grasp at his arm with my other hand, trying to relieve the pressure somehow. The wolf stares straight ahead, ignoring me even as I try to pull away. I can walk. I grit my teeth, my hand already numb. I look left and right, trying to figure out how I might get away. Let me save in case it's a decision. I'm so spooked right now. I am extremely spooked. Thanks for that, though, as I realize we've reached Amicus's room. Uh-oh. Suddenly, I find myself on the floor as the wolf throws me violently into the room. I suggest you stay there. You have no means to escape anyway. Discuss things with you. Ah, fuck this lag. Fuck this lag. I hate this lag so much. There's some strange humor in his voice with the last part, and before I can even look back, the door shuts and I can hear another sound. A click. We dead. Dead. We are not dead yet. We are not dead. I sit in Amicus's room in stunned silence for a long, long time. Because I'm a rocket man. Literally, I was kidnapped and became a rocket man. I'm able to comprehend the series of events that have just unfolded. All I can piece together was that Alex, for whatever reason, had tipped Kato off as to what we were planning. That mother frigger! It's like you fucking punched him and you're like, did he kinda deserve it? But at the same time, you're like, insane. I suppose the cat hadn't expected Kato to use such drastic measures, judging by his reaction, but he wanted to put a stop to our plans just the same. I don't bother myself with trying to figure out Alex's motives anymore, though. Instead, I'm left here to sit and wonder if there's anything I can possibly do to get out of this. I soon find that the clicking sound was the door locking. I suppose that means Kato's the acting emperor again, with Cassius either incapacitated, even dead. I ask Calm about Cassius's health, but he only tells me that the information is not available to him. So I wait, sitting on the couch for hours, wondering if the next time the door slides open, it will be my death. I need Amicus. These thoughts become too much for me, and I have to get up to walk. Hard not to hyperventilate. Maybe Nefer will be able to do something. Maybe we're gonna be screwed again. He must have heard about what happened by now, unless Cato did something to him as well. With a deep breath, I push past the curtain and out onto the balcony. Help! It's already late afternoon, but that's not what catches my attention. Instead, it's the smoke rising over the city, the sun shining behind it all to give it a strange red glow. The apocalypse has started. I stare, wondering what possibly could have happened in this short time between the morning and now. Calm? Yes, Marco? Why is there smoke over Adastra City? Oh boy. There's a pause. Here's what I found. At approximately the 11th hour, Cato of Adastra shortly after Emperor Cassius was poisoned by a child pet. You motherfucker! You motherfucker! Cato then dissolved the triumvirates and assumed absolute control of the empire. There are destructive riots in all of the major cities. This is so fucking frustrating! Of course this happened! Of course this happened! Is Cassius alive? That information is not available to me, Marco. We are so fucked. The world around us is dying. And my Wi-Fi is as dead as Cassius. And the Emperorship. Everything sucks. I sigh and stare down at the wall. I wonder how much of this is my fault. At least a little bit, if not all of it, for just being here in the first place. And now that Cato's framing me, I'm going to die. I'm assuming this is our new endpoint. We are going to die. My vision blurs with tears before one drops down into the sloshing lake below me. And then I remember. I delete my profile from Calm's base! Yeah! High five, self. Way to get rid of the evidence. Just like the Clintons. Hey! I try to remember what I was told about how exactly it works. Something to do with the AI's security system. While he might be able to deduce which room I'm in based on my voice, he should be blind to my exact location. That would mean that leaving the boundaries of the palace shouldn't alert anything. Maybe if I... Oh my god, he's gonna jump! Don't jump! Jump while doing a flip! I experimentally stick my arm over the railing, then a leg, and before I know it, I'm on the other side of the balcony, the lake sloshing below me. I think about what I can do. I could swim for the shore, make a run for Adastra City, and maybe find someone to help me. But the city's on fire! Maybe one of those contacts that Nefer and Virginia keep talking about. I could also just hide somewhere, or maybe even on the island until things settle down for a bit. Running into a city in chaos probably won't be the best move. But I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to leave the palace. I'm going to find a way back in. I need to get Amicus. Boy, you stupid. The stupid juice is coming out. The stupid juice is really coming out today. Fuck, why must my Wi-Fi just absolutely shit itself? I need to tell him what happened, or I need to tell him what happened and figure out a way to fall back on our last resort. My stomach twists at the idea, but I know that we're out of choices now. With that, I look down at the water and let go. And that's it. We are so dead. We are so dead. Idea say first. To be continued. Credits all over again. Is it just me? Or is our life so screwed? And my lag is awful. With only 10 viewers and no data because my reason loves pulling this shit on me. I apologize. I hope the video actually gets like saved and, you know, when it lag like this. If it isn't like this, then at least then when it's in the replay mode, show the full thing. I am so sorry for my shit Wi-Fi. This is different than my school Wi-Fi. My school Wi-Fi is actually good for some reason. At least half the time. But, yep. That is it for this update. I can see why everybody's very frustrated and hates Kato. Good for you. Way to destroy an entire empire. We need to absolutely fucking get him. We need to get him. No, screw him. I hate it. Thanks, Garrett, for asking. Why must you destroy this empire, Kato? I fucking hate this so much. Well, this is what happens when you do absolute monarchy. Now, I don't know what to do. This is just absolutely frustrating for me because this is the biggest cliffhanger, and now everything's on shambles, including the city, which is literally on fire, just like how Echo was towards the end of its story. Well, not surprised, it's Holly writing it. But, yep, absolute frustration ensues. I really have nothing else to say than I am pissed off beyond all belief. And I hope the stream isn't super laggy in the replay. I'm so sorry for having bad Wi-Fi at my house. But I'm so glad everybody's here then. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And until next time, take care, guys.